Gina and Sanjip had a big argument last night. Early in the morning, Sanjip went to his parents' house down the mountain in a huff, leaving Gina and their son alone on the mountain. After Sanjip left, Gina became angrier the more she thought about it. She believed that no matter who was right or wrong in the argument, Sanjip shouldn't have left her and their son alone. Moreover, the baby was only 3 months old and was at an age when he couldn't be left unattended. Thinking of this, Gina picked up her phone and called Sanjip, ordering him to come back right away. If he didn't come back, then he should never come back again. After hanging up the phone, Gina was full of anger. She didn't even feel like eating at first, but considering that her son needed to be fed, Gina suppressed her anger and started cooking. What Nepalese people eat most often is rice. This food is both filling and can be eaten over a long period. Although now only Gina was eating at home, she still scooped out enough rice for 2 people. Although Gina was angry at Sanjip's behavior, she still hoped in her heart that he would come back as soon as possible. After rinsing the rice clean, Gina scooped it into a hot pot and started to stew it. While the rice was cooking, she began to prepare the side dishes. Since Sanjip hadn't gone down the mountain to buy groceries, there was no meat left at home. There were only a few pieces of green leafy vegetables left. Gina rinsed them clean and prepared to stir-fry them. She held the vegetables in her hand and cut them into small pieces with a knife. Then she found the only 2 potatoes left in the corner. Gina didn't even peel them and directly cut them into bite-sized strips. Without her husband around, Gina became much more hasty in cooking. After preparing these, the rice was almost steamed. Since there were limited stoves at home, Gina took down the rice pot and replaced it with a wok to stir-fry the vegetables. At this moment, the baby Johnson in the cradle suddenly started crying non-stop. Gina had to hold the baby and coax him to sleep while starting to stir-fry the vegetables. She put oil in the wok. After the oil heated up, she added the potatoes, which took longer to cook, and then sprinkled in various seasonings to enhance the flavor. When the potatoes were almost cooked, she poured all the green vegetables in. She stir-fried them over high heat for a few dozen seconds, and then they were ready to be served. At this time, little Johnson was sleeping particularly soundly in his mother's arms. After putting the baby on the bed, Gina prepared to quickly cook a lentil soup to make the rice more moist. Under the pressure cooker stewing, a pot of lentil soup was soon ready. Gina served a large plate of rice, scooped out 2 big spoons of vegetables, and poured the lentil soup over the rice. Then she started eating heartily. Although she didn't have much of an appetite, she had to eat enough to have the strength to feed the baby. Sanjip still hadn't come back yet. Gina's mood gradually changed from anger to disappointment. She hadn't expected that Sanjip would be so resolute and really abandon her and their son. After finishing the meal, Gina fed the baby until he was full and held him in her arms. Looking at such a lovely baby, Gina decided not to think about sad things anymore.